All right, hey everyone, Sean here with Blue Ridge Silverhound. So the Royal Canadian Mint had just released its Christmas lineup of product. So we're going to take a look at it, kind of pit it head to head against what the U.S. Mint has for the holiday season, and just really kind of decide who has the better lineup. Is it the Canadian or the U.S.? Pretty easy, pretty simple. Starting out with the Royal Canadian Mint product Christmas lineup, I suppose. Holiday gift card set. This is actually quite cool. There's a little bit of ingenuity that went into this one. That is a little bit above and beyond what you would expect to come from a mint, but this is pretty much like a specimen proof set in this kind of like folded card little doodad, the original government packaging that they make, but also fashion it where you could put a gift card in there. So not only do you receive the coins in this neat little package, but it also has the little, the little slits where you could just slide in the, whatever gift card of choice you wanted to use. So let's talk a little bit about what's added in here. So it's dated 2025. These all came in the email, by the way, about a week ago. I had every intention of doing kind of like a review video on the holiday stuff from the Royal Canadian Mint. Here we go. And this one right here has a total mintage of 100,000. Okay, pretty good. That's a suitable number that should fulfill demand all across the board. This one right here, the mainline coin is going to be this. Kind of reminds me of the Coca-Cola polar bear, if you guys remember that from back in the 90s. It's a polar bear, just wearing a scarf and skiing along, and it has the little hat with a tassel, carrying a gift. I think that's really cute right there. Yeah, pretty neat, And the reverse, of course, has King Charles on there, King Charles III. They actually modified the portrait. It looks a little bit better, the way that they had made this. It makes King Charles look less like a raisin and more like just an older guy. So I'm glad they did that. He's wearing his tie, his suit. Looks very professional, very nice. Whatever your thoughts are, I think they improved on the likeness of Mr. King Charles III there. There's the packaging right there. If you were to open it up, it has a little window cut out for the polar bear dollar coin, and then all the other ones that come along with it, will be revealed when you open up this presentation. It also has the toonie in there, the same basic design. It's what they call a bimetal composition, where I believe it's brass in the middle and then nickel on the little ring there. Again, they went with the modified King Charles portrait there. There is our moose Canadian quarter. I kind of lost my train of thought there for a moment. Or elk or reindeer or whatever. Same deal there with King Charles. There's the dime with the schooner. All dated 2025. Very nice looking coins. If they're doing the specimen set where it has like a proof-like finish, then they really knocked this one out of the park like they normally do. Very well done. Okay, what's not included, of course, is the penny because they don't make that anymore. All this for a price tag of $29.95 Canadian. Status: it can be shipped to Canada and U.S. only. Which is good for us. If we wanted to order it, we can. This one is available right now to pick up, and it's, according to them, shipped on the 26th of September. So, there you go. Yeah, pretty cool. All 5 uncirculated coins in this set bear the day 2025 to help you hold on to the year's joyful memories and special moments, and the set exclusive dollar coin truly captures the spirit of the season with all of the wintry fun and wonder. Conveniently packaged in a charming greeting card format, complete with envelope. So it does come with an envelope. Pretty cool. The 2025 holiday gift card set is a wonderful way to impart your festive greetings. So I guess it does not have the little slits to put a gift card in there, but you can just simply drop it in there and then put it in an envelope right to, so and so, and you're good to go. So 100,000 mintage, which is quite exclusive for what it is. It's not terrible. At the same time, they didn't make an overabundance. I guess it could be a way for them just to ensure that they do sell out on something like that. Nice little budget gift item there for $30 Canadian. Next one we have here is the Whimsical Holiday Tree Lenticular Coin. So this has the lenticular kind of technology where it's like a plasticized kind of textured layer that's right above the image, and then as you turn the coin, it'll change the image. Kind of like what we used to have back in the our days, back in the 1900s, when we used to play around with things like that out of a Cracker Jack box. You guys remember? But anyways, also dated 2025. This one says steel, 2025, mintage of 30,000. I am guessing, nickel-plated steel. That's kind of unusual. It's a package in a black clamshell case with Black Beauty box. 30,000. That's it. So this is a $50 denomination, as you can see. So as you turn the coin to take advantage of the lenticular technology, you can see the characters on there: the little rabbit, polar bear, and the beaver kind of change. They're kind of sliding down the tree there with the snow. Pretty nice touch, I would say. And then you have the what looks to be the moose in the background with the twinkling lights, so to speak. I think that's a really neat touch there on that one. Kind of strange that it's steel. It does come with a pretty stiff price here of $34.95 Canadian. Considering that, I'm more than surprised that it is not at least a half an ounce of silver, instead of this kind of nickel steel hybrid. Is a little bit of a puzzler to me. But I think where the trade-off is going to be this very low mintage here. I can't imagine that this one would last too long in spite of it not having any sort of precious metals about it. So it's pretty cool. It's neat. Okay, here's where it gets pricey though. Is going to be actually on the silver pieces that they have. But I love the vintage look of the Dear Santa silver 1 ounce rounds that we see here. If you're lucky enough to get one of these, you will be, one of the 7,500 owners of this coin. I mean, there are going to be some people that probably have multiple of these. However, in the grand scheme of things, $144.95 Canadian is quite a stiff price. What's that US? Probably $110 maybe. I don't know, but it's got a very nice kind of 1950s feel to it, which I really like most about it. It has Santa checking out the mail, from the kiddies, sending them letters and all that. That's why it's called Dear Santa. But beautiful coin. Very, very nice piece right here. It comes in the little, the black clamshell is what they call it. And of course, you got King Charles on the reverse with a date right over his head this time. And the denomination $20 face could actually be used as legal tender in Canada. So this one right here, if you ordered this one, it will be shipped out November 14th. Availability out of stock in stores. So if there are vendors that are ordering these, they're all out of stock, I guess. That's what I'm kind of deciphering from what I'm reading there. Santa Claus is coming to town, and while the elves are busy with toy making, he himself is working day and night to keep up with the letters that are pouring in. Quad 9 fine silver. coin whisk you to the North Pole for a fun dose of holiday cheer and a sneak peek at Santa's mail call. How sweet is that? So it's got the magical reindeer, not a moose. You know, well, one way or the other, I will get that all figured out. It's the reindeer. It's elk, right? Retrieving the latest batch of letters, yada yada, all that great stuff. Proof finish, $20 face value. They even put the artist name in there, which is cool. 31.39 grams. That's an ounce. 7,500, which seems like not a lot of them. But we're talking about the Royal Canadian Mint. They're notorious for their low mintage numbers on these. So this one also, just caught it here, has black light technology. So the image glows when you point a black light on there. I wonder if this will come with the black light that they've used on other coin products in the past. So that I'm not sure. I'm sure for $145 Canadian, it should come with the black light. Maybe it does. Maybe it doesn't. I'm not sure. From what I could gather here, it made no mention that it does come with a black light, other than it does have the black light technology with it. So if you have one of the black lights that they've supplied from the Royal Canadian Mint in the past, you could use that on there as well. Oh, it says flashlight included. That's cool. Black light, flashlight included. That unlocks a fun glow effect. That's really neat. I like that. Pretty cool. Kind of crazy that it's still add to cart, still available, considering its paltry mintage number. And then the last and very, very elegant Christmas offering from the Royal Canadian Mint this year is going to be the 1 ounce Snowflake. They've done this before. And it's a very, very, very pretty item. These are 1 ounce silver. Same verse as the previous coin. Mintage of only 7,500 there. This one just a tick higher, $154.95. I believe that's a Swarovski crystal, if I'm not mistaken. This is the third Snowflake coin in the series, and they release one every year during this time of year. Canadian Winter. Hexagon-shaped coins continues. At the center of this icy little wonder is a green crystal. Its rich hue evoking the majesty of evergreen trees that remain lush and robust even amidst winter's stillness. It's a dazzling winter-themed celebration of the duality of nature at once mighty and elegant. All right, so yeah, it doesn't say Swarovski, so sorry. Sorry to break it to you guys. The green crystal is definitely a really pretty look to it. I think they did, red last year or the year before, and I forgot what they did last year on this one here. But yeah, it's reverse proof technology. So the designs that are in relief that kind of pop off the coin are going to be proof, and then the fields are going to be satiny, 7,500, $20 face value, 32.41 weight, right around there for 1 ounce, 99.99 pure silver, so quad 9. But yeah, it's pretty neat. I mean, nice offerings, kind of like fit in the theme of what they normally release every year from the Royal Canadian Mint, and eventually these will sell out, They do some sort of Christmas lineup every year, and I think because of how regular it is, even with mintages as low as 7,500, they're still in good shape here. Like this one right here says add to cart, won't be shipped until September 26th. So that's actually in a few days. This one's still available, whereas the Dear Santa won't ship out until November. So there's obviously some prep work involved there. Hopefully it'll get to its destination or destinations in just the right amount of time before Christmas hits. And in case you guys are wondering, here's another new release that's not Christmas related, but it is dated 2026. If you guys are looking for a trophy for the holiday season, this one might be a good one here. It's called our Purest Maple Leaf. It's a 1 ounce Five nines, fine. Pure gold coin, premium bullion. There aren't too many five nines, fine pieces out there, whether it's silver or gold. They're calling this the pure of the pure, the purest of them all. Mintage of only 1,500, very exclusive. It's got a nice small little price tag for those of you that are independently wealthy of $6,199.95. This one is a premium bullion and special packaging product that brings you some of the world's purest gold in a convenient 1 ounce size. So each of these investment grade coins features Walter Ott's now iconic gold maple leaf bullion design surrounded by sunburst radial lines that add movement and energy, individually crafted in 5/9 fine, pure gold. Our purest maple leaf delivers on its promise of heightened gold purity while making this coveted precious metal more accessible to collectors and investors, even in its purest form. A little bit of a kind of a buzzkill for you guys. If you buy something like this, okay, you're spending $6,200 Canadian, and at some point in the future you need to sell this. I am telling you this right now. It's not going to make any difference if it's quad 9 fine or 5/9 fine to a lot of like dealers and stuff. They're just going to pay you the gold price for it. There's no associated premium as a result of that extra 9 in there, which, you know, some of you probably already know, and then some of you are probably thinking to yourself, well, if it's 5/9 fine, then it's worth the over $2,000 premium, which is a lot. This is a pretty big premium on this, but we've seen worse from the mint. So, you know, just for kicks, that is what that is. I mean, you know, those are computer generated mock-ups, but in the actual little plastic case right there, it looks pretty neat with the card. 1,500 mintage. That's wild. So that concludes the Royal Canadian Mint holiday offerings. Here is what the U.S. Mint has in store for us. They have a couple ornaments. If you're an ornament junkie, which I know a few people that are, the ornaments are very pretty this year. Now, obviously, the prices have gone up quite a bit on these over the last 2 years. Now we're at $36.75. And this one just has a nickel in the middle of it. Call it a 2025 Jefferson nickel. All right. This is a piece that is actually on subscription if you wanted it to be. If you wanted to do the subscription every year, you could do that, and it would auto charge it and auto ship it. $36.75, and this is what you get. You have an ornament shaped. It looks like a bulb, but in 2D form with some nice, what appears to be colored inlays up against a metal kind of frame to it. And it does have a black kind of ribbon tie for it. There's a reverse right there showing no color and just kind of like the crest of the Treasury of the United States Mint and some other neat, very fine ornate kind of decoration there. There's kind of like a mock-up of what it looks like hung on a tree. That's all fine. Well, you know, that thing will probably stick out like a sore thumb. And I've owned a few of the U.S. Mint holiday ornaments, and they're actually right good size. You know, they certainly command a little bit of a presence when you have them on the tree. But you know, it's exactly what I anticipate with the ornaments, you know, that are released every year, and they continually get a little bit better. Maybe they'll make ones at some point in the future where they're going to put like a silver piece in there rather than a circulating, you know, coin, you know, like a nickel or a quarter. They used to do national park quarters back in the day and all that great stuff. You know, maybe they could change it up a little bit. These have a product limit of 5,000, okay? 5,000, they're anticipating that it's not going to be like this wild runaway volume kind of sale type item. But, you know, what it does make up for is just an overall very attractive design and look to it. All right. And then they also have a second one here. This is part of their Mighty Minters series. This one is cute. It's got a gingerbread house, United States Mint 2025, with a Jefferson nickel And then you have the two animated figures there, which we'll find out who they are. $36.75, also available on subscription. This one will be available here actually in like 2 days on the 26th. Both of them will be. So these are going to be nice, fresh products that you could buy off the Mint website. And then there's a reverse right there. So, what I like most is that they engraved the design on there like a comic book on the reverse, and on the front it's colorized. You still have an image. So when these things like turn on the tree, you still have an actual image, a picture to look at, even when it's flipped around, which that happens on occasion too. I love the box on this one. That's cute. It's got that gingerbread kind of texture to it, although that's just a print on the box there. So this one here, 5,000 product limit as well. That's all they're making. Let's see who are these characters, if they're like specific like cartoon characters. They're just the Mighty Mentors, Layla and Eli. So those are the two characters on there, the bird and the other one. Are celebrating the season by decorating this gingerbread house ornament. The Jefferson nickel is at the top of the gingerbread house, surrounded by a green wreath and topped with a red bow. Icing snowflakes decorate the wall and door as the finishing touches to the Sweet House United States Mint and 2025 are on the front door of the house. The Jefferson nickel reverse is featured on the ornament. It includes an image of Monticello, the famous home of founding father and former U.S. President Thomas J. The coin was designed and sculpted by Felix Schlag. All right. It's got the engraved mint seal on the back as well. It's a solid brass finish with a silvery sheen of imitation rhodium. That sucks. I just used the real stuff. It's not going to be that much more expensive. So Layla and Eli are on there. So Eli the fox, Layla the little bird, the bird lady dude. This one is available for sale October 7th. So that's coming up here pretty soon. They also have a 3 ornament set here with a Native American dollar. Although the Native American dollar, I believe, was already released. Was that 2023? So that's an older design right there. So there you go. Those are the 2 lone standouts for the holiday season coming from the U.S. Mint. All right. So by no real surprise, okay, the offerings from the U.S. Mint, while predictable and very linear, because we knew they were going to continue on with a different design of ornament, I feel like that they're lacking in the product catalog of, some other things that could make it more great for this time of year. And I think the idea is, we'd much rather you buy some of our Mint or Purest sets or a Silver Eagle or one of the Peace of Morgan dollars and give that as a gift, rather than for us, or them rather, for them to just create a brand new out-of-the-box product. All right, the same way that the Royal Canadian Mint does. If I had to pick any one particular item that I liked most between the U.S. Mint and the Royal Canadian Mint, which I think is like the biggest winner, I actually have 2 coins in this one. Unfortunately, the U.S. Mint really fell short for me this year in terms of wanting to actually lean toward a specific item. But the first one is going to be this holiday gift card set, which I think, while basic, it does produce some ingenuity here, and making it more of a greeting card than it is just an actual annual, I guess, specimen proof release. So, yeah, this one right here, one of my favorites. The 100,000 mintage, I think, is spot on. It's on par with what I think would work for this one. But the design of the polar bear ice skating is cool. I think that's really neat. And the fact that they have this one front and center for the overall presentation is cool and neat as well. My overall top product between both mints has to be the Dear Santa vintage, kind of like 1950s style art holiday coin with the black light technology. So when you shine a black light on this sucker, all the colors are going to pop. It's going to glow. It's going to be sick. It's going to be awesome. This next image here with a darker rim, this is actually kind of like what it would look like once you shined a black light onto it. But there you go. I mean, 7,500. Sure, the price is a little bit tall there in the teeth at 145 Canadian. However, if we're going to be looking at something that has kind of like the portrayal of what you would like to own heading into the holiday season, being a purist I am, this is what I would pick. I would spend the money all day long to buy this item here than I would anything else. But there you go. That's kind of like my number one pick. And that is, ladies and gentlemen, the review of the holiday offerings from both the U.S. Mint and the Royal Canadian Mint. Looks like the Royal Canadian Mint won this one by a mile or 100. So that's going to go ahead and do it. I'm your host, Sean, with Blue Ridge Silverhound. Thank you guys so much for tuning in on this one. Hopefully you get to enjoy a nice casual little look at some of the coins from other mint websites. It's been a lot of fun. You guys take care. Keep on collecting. Hope to see you on the next coin video. So long.